Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias. Today we are discovering the brand new HBO Max streaming app. It's the streaming wars have begun. So for anyone that is brand new to the LuckyDog podcast, normally we cover TV, movies, media, and we have tons of those podcasts available on YouTube and SoundCloud. So go ahead, check out those if you're interested in additional content. Aftercast is behind the scenes content as well. So just to kind of give you an update of who we are, who I am. I am Elias Roush, and I like TV, movies, and media. So let's discover one of the newest streaming devices. This is where you say, this is where the podcast starts. So yes, the pros, the cons. Let's go ahead and talk about the pros real quick. There is tons and tons of new media on this new HBO streaming app. I mean, hell, if you're a little kid, first of all, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast. Second of all, there's tons of content for you. And you get brand new content, HBO Max originals. There's a lot of originals that are probably geared toward more of a female audience and as well as a family audience as well as, I don't want to say it was like a manly man. I didn't see anything I wasn't interested. I wasn't strictly interested in the majority of the Max originals. However, the HBO Max originals were kind of few and far between in comparison to the massive amount of branding they had around this. So to continue, I have this application HBO Max on my iPhone, and it is kind of select on which applications this is. So I'm going to do a pro and I'm going to do a con. So this is one of the cons. I think that HBO Max, one, looks really good. It's a sleek app, but the thing about it is the con is I have Amazon Fire Sticks all over my house. So I'm not going to be able to get this application on any of those without, I don't know, doing some sort of third-party craziness. I don't know if it's going to. Based on this Verge article that I'm going to link in the description, HBO Max is only allowed or going to be able to be streamed on certain devices: Android, Android TV, Apple TV, Chromecast, iOS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Samsung, Smart TV platforms. Those are the ones that are available based on this article. I'm sure it's going to change in the future. Hopefully, I'll be able to have it on, our favorite devices such as Amazon Fire Stick and Roku. I don't have a Roku, but that's kind of an important thing. I mean, all of those platforms already support HBO Go. It just makes sense. I understand that there probably has some T's that need to be crossed, I's that need to be dotted. Someone wants to get paid along the way. That's going to be going on. So essentially, there's some really key points in this Verge article that I'll link, and somebody's gonna be, oh, well, the Verge article's better. You know what? It might be better, but at least I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight on it. So, what's really selling me on this HBO Max application specifically is their ability to have full complete sets of their franchise. So, I do recall the problem with Netflix is their inability to categorize all of their media. I think it is a complete cluster. The cool thing about HBO Max is they have like categories like you scroll down right after you find, okay, so you're on the first application, you see all of the brand new shows, very easy, and then things you've continuously are watching. I've been watching Looney Tunes, so it shows that. And then you continue, you have a list. If you have a queue, you have a list. You can watch your whole list. It'll show what's featured. You get things like The Big Bang, Betty, whoever the hell that is, Rick and Morty. And then they show their Max originals. I just think the app is very clean, very it's easily read. I like how they have the Harry Potter all 8 films. What they want you to do is just sit here and play one of these playlists. It's almost like they have set playlist ready for you to watch. HBO editor picks. It's like their top of the top based on them. They have the Why So Serious section, and it's like all of the Joker films kind of put together in a sort of fashion. They have very interestingly categorized media, and I think that's what's benefiting this specific app is much more cleanly laid out than the Netflix application on iOS. But even on the PS4, which is actually the only thing I could watch this on, so I think they look better than the Netflix application, and it just seems that Netflix is not utilizing the brands that they have and really categorizing. I mean, it's easy to say, it's documentary, crime, miniseries. But you know what? There's so many of those. You could put it, you need to say like documentary crime sports, documentary crime bank heists, or, it needs to be even more specific. And I think I like how specific the HBO Max application is. They have the Batman collection. They got all the Michael Keatons all just lined up together. You got like 10 hours or 9 hours of like some of the older collections of some of the best movies right there, right accessible to watch. And so that's what's really tempting. Studio Ghibli. This is one of, I think it's like 9 different categories they have on the application. It's different applications from different studios. I guess fronts is what they're considered. Kind of brands, I guess, is what it would better be called. They're called HBO Max hubs. So they have 9 different categories. They have the regular HBO over everything. They got the DC. They got the TCM. They got the Cartoon Network. They got the Crunchyroll. They got the Sesame Street. They got Studio Ghibli, whatever. Adult Swim, Looney Tunes. I'm just saying, they have tons and tons of content. It's well laid out. It's like, oh yeah, I remember Cartoon Network. Let me click on that real quick. And it just takes you to, you have a full episode. You have a full series of Adventure Time. You want to go back and rewatch old 1990s classics like the Powderpuff Girls. They even go as to more contemporary animation as the Amazing World of Gumball. They've brought all of this here just for it. They have like subcategories. You remember like the Batman subcategory I told you? That was in more of the DC section. They have the Ben 10 universe. Who remembers that? I don't personally. I was a little bit over the age for that, but this is still going to be great for somebody. I mean, you're going to have tons of hours to watch. I see that they have one of the subcategories is the Powderpuff Girls, the best of Mojo Jojo, and if anybody remembers that guy, he was crazy. He was the evil guy in that series of the Supergirls, and they just have a full assortment of, I guess, the best episodes that are kind of assorted for the best of Mojo. Mojo Jojo. So I mean, they'll have season 1 episode 11 right lined up beside season 2 episode 8, and so I think they know that people just want to sit there and have a curated section ready for them. And I think that is what's really powerful about this app. It's like it's ready for you to just sit there and binge all this content, and it's going to take a lot of hours for you to really go through it because of their extensive library. I mean, the Verge article said I think over like 1,100 hours are already available, plus more is on the way. You got things that, very kind of niche properties, I guess, if you want to say it. You got like the Harry Potters, you got the DC Universe, you got these people all riled up about the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League coming probably 2021. We'll review it here too. Actually, I think I might be checking out Justice League, the original one that they just did too, so keep an eye out for that as well. And so, or not the original one, but the Zack Snyder one. I might rip into a new one. I don't know. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Just wanted to say that overall, I think if you aren't already on HBO and you don't already have a subscription to it, I think it might be worth it. If you're not paying, if you are paying for Disney Plus and you're unsatisfied with it, that might be a good alternative. If you're unsatisfied with Netflix, it's probably also a good alternative. It just is, it seems very there and ready to prime to be binged, but obviously you got to have the right medium to watch it, or right method. You got to have a right laptop, you got to have the right PS4 or whatever method to watch it. So that's the one thing. It's not exactly the easiest thing to watch on. So let's just do a quick recap. Yes, I think the content is worth the price. but it is pricey. So, content versus the price. Also, it's not that easy to watch on. So that's also another thing. So you need to kind of weigh it on yourself. Just is it worth it? Is it not? Is it should I invest in it? If you already have HBO, remember, don't pay to get a new account if you already have it. Make sure that you are definitely not able to get this yet. So check with your local listings, your cable provider, see if that login works. If it does, congratulations. Hopefully this review helped. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening, watching LuckyDog Podcast. Donations, paypal.me/the LuckyDog Podcast, and links in the description. All the social media is all in the description. I don't want to bore y'all with that, but thank y'all for watching, listening. Thumbs up if you like this podcast review, whatever you want to call it. I'll do more of these if you want. And yeah, take it easy.